Let's get back here locally and head on over to meteorologist Cedric Haynes, who's in our Storm Alert Weather Center. Cedric, look, it's looking really beautiful outside. We talked about it this weekend. Thursday is going to be a really nice day here in the city.
Yeah, we've got those clouds on the increase, but overall fairly quiet, warm temperatures. And eventually we're going to talk about some rain chances. But for most of the daylight hours, I think we're going to be primarily dry. Let's talk about what's going on currently here in Chattanooga, where we're sitting at 66 degrees. Again, you can see a few more of those clouds on the increase. Notice the dew point coming up as well, a sign that we're seeing a little bit more moisture trying to sneak back onto the scene as well. We've got 66 degrees currently in Cleveland and Dalton, 67 in Calhoun, 65 in Lafayette, 68 degrees currently in Fort Payne, 64 degrees in Murphy, and 63 in Altamont. Let's talk about the winds right now, because again, we've got winds sustained or constantly blowing at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but notice they're starting to pick up over northeast Alabama and along the plateau in that 10 to 15 mile per hour range. And again, those are the sustained winds. We're seeing some wind gusts that are starting to creep up there in that 15 to 20 mile per hour range, like in Cleveland right now. We'll see a lot more of that as we go throughout the afternoon hours. But for most of your Thursday, it's not going to be a terrible day. We're going to see those clouds continuing to thicken up across the area. Rain chances fairly low as we go into the afternoon hours, but we will likely see a couple of isolated passing showers coming through, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But for the most part, I think the bigger rain chances will hold off until about midnight or beyond tonight. So we'll go with about 70 for Dayton and Athens, 71 in Cleveland, 72 Chattanooga, Dalton, and 70 in Fort Payne, about 64 in Altamont, and about 67 degrees in Murphy. So let's talk about what's going on the weather map, because we've got these clouds beginning to fill back in across the area, and everything is just starting to get respond to this front that's off to the north and west. So you see a couple of those isolated showers building over northwest Alabama. That's what's going to try to sneak in here, I think, as we get towards the 1, 2, 3 o'clock hour this afternoon. But not a lot of major rain. The major storm system we're waiting on is a spoke of energy here that's going to rotate around this area of low pressure. It's coming out of Canada now into Minnesota, and eventually that will help to spark up more activity. Now here's the new drought monitor that was just issued this morning, and now look at this. This is terrible news, folks. The severe drought now is expanding across most of the Tennessee Valley, and if we're not in a severe drought, you're in the moderate drought now. So we desperately could use some rainfall. And that's the next big thing. We're talking about that rain chance increasing over the next 24 hours. So we're going to track this cold front as it moves our way. Again, after midnight, we'll see those scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder in some spots, and some off and on showers throughout your Friday. But things clear out of here Friday night into the weekend, so no weather problems there, except it'll be a little on the blustery side. Now here's a closer look at those rain chances again as we go throughout this afternoon. A couple of isolated passing showers around 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I think as you're driving home from work and school this afternoon, everything is okay. It's after midnight we'll start to see the heavier scattered showers and maybe even a couple of rumbles of thunder moving through. And even into your Friday, we'll have off and on periods of some downpours moving through before we clear things out for your Friday night. As far as those rainfall totals, again, we could desperately use some good rain. It's looking like it's trending lower, but about 1/4 of an inch, maybe up to 1/2 an inch in spots. The other big story, of course, as we talked about, the gusty south winds that we're going to be seeing for your Thursday afternoon. And then Friday, we're going to turn that into a gusty west and northwesterly wind. So windy conditions and also the chance of rain coming in for late Thursday into Friday. Cornelia, highs in the 70s. But look at the weekend. Beautiful weather for any of your outdoor plans. But of course, we'll keep an eye on that rain as we go towards late tonight into your Friday.